Jedediah Smith's determination and sincerity led to the myriad of missions on which his attitudes touched all who encountered him. Discovering exceptionally significant routes while conducting extensive explorations during the westward movement, Jedediah Smith was an admirably remarkable explorer influencing all of American history. Destined to become an explorer from an early age, Smith was born into a family who greatly encouraged and practiced exploration. Smith's craving for the unknown not only emanated from his parents' stimulation, but also from years of studying the heroic adventures of courageous men such as Lewis and Clark. During his first mission at the age of 22, Smith proved himself to be a fearless leader, facing innumerable misfortunes. Perhaps his most notorious incident was a bear mauling during his first expedition. His friends left him to die, but surviving solely on berries, he crawled for 4 miles until he reached his companions. Eventually, Ashley, the party's leader, divided the party where he urged Smith to obtain both the trade and the trust of the Crow Indians. After spending the winter of 1823-24 with the natives, they provided directions to the Green River in Utah for Smith and his forces, launching Smith's journey into the west. In pursuit of a shorter route to the Rocky Mountains, Smith concluded to abandon the traditional Mississippi River route. His routes established communities, allowing for the nation to even further flourish. Eventually, the faction reached the Green River area in mid-March, rediscovering the South Pass in Wyoming, which would later become the main road for pioneers who used the Oregon Trail. Smith went on to scout out the territory and trapping potential near the Great Salt Lake, traveling the entire extent of Utah, mapping out the present-day Interstate of 15. After identifying the Virgin and Colorado rivers and the Mojave Desert, he reached the Mexican-governed California, where he was treated as a spy. Smith and 2 others left California, promising to return for the rest of their brigade with more help and becoming the first to cross the Nevada Desert and the Great Basin, where they had to bury themselves to keep cool. After only 10 days, Smith returned with a new brigade to retrieve the others until they were attacked by the once friendly Mojave Indians, killing most of the new group of trappers. Smith reached his men in San Francisco and led them up the Sacramento River Valley to Fort Vancouver on the Columbia River in order to avoid the treacherous conditions of the Sierra Nevadas. After these extensive journeys, Smith concluded that he would retire and return to St. Louis. However, this did not last, and his adventurous spirit soon took control. He decided to lead one more expedition west, where halfway through the expedition, they were attacked and killed by Comanche Indians. Unfortunately, with the death of this great explorer came the death of his abundant knowledge. His plans to edit and publish his journals and have a master map constructed were never realized. Although Smith is known as the most famous of all mountain men and his travels extended farther than any other man, he did not fit the stereotypical persona of a mountain man. While most used humor, alcohol, and tobacco to pass the time, he substituted these with great amount of time he spent both in prayer and in his Bible. Reared a Methodist, he was a devout Christian who always remained a gentleman, even in the wildest frontier company. When he faced hardship or peril, he looked to Scripture for strength. The farther he went west, the more difficult the journey became. Whether he faced Indians, hunger, or thirst, Smith handled hardship by turning to the Lord in prayer. In one letter home, he wrote, "Jesus is always entreating us with his love and uses every means except compulsion to bring us to him, that we might have life more abundantly."